Hi you guys, it's me Chris and welcome to 2024 here at the Doll Studio. So for my first video, I knew that a lot of people in the new year are gonna wanna pick up a camera and start to create content here on AgeYouTube. There are a lot of new people coming out on the YouTube platform. On Instagram, people are sharing that they're starting YouTube this year. And as someone that's been doing this, you know, it's only been technically 2 years for the Doll Studio, but even when I was doing this as AG Salon Stylist, I've been doing YouTube for a hot minute. And you know, even though last year I didn't have as much growth as I would have liked because of my own medical reasons. I mean, like, there was a literal hiatus where I was gone for like a good 4 or 5 months where I wasn't posting on here, and instead I was posting most of my content on TikTok. I do feel like I have some sort of a grasp, and for me personally, I feel like there is a lot of unspoken things that a lot of AgeYoutubers specifically don't mention in their videos. Whenever they talk about like starting an American Girl channel or anything like that, there are just some hard truths that I feel like people are like, just do it for a hobby. And like, yeah, you can do it for a hobby. However, this video is mainly more towards the people that want to turn this hobby essentially into making some extra money every month once you actually get monetized here on YouTube. And I know that there are a lot of people that like very bluntly would like to start YouTube because they would like to get some sort of monetary compensation for the fact that they have their American Girl collection. For me personally, I started this out as a hobby back in the day when I was like 18, 19. However, now, okay, I definitely for sure enjoy the fact that every month I do get a pretty some amount of money when it comes to releasing YouTube videos, just showcasing my American Girl dolls and getting all my honest thoughts and opinions out into the world. So once you start getting monetized here on YouTube, you definitely will want to know just the ways that you could be able to keep upgrading and elevating your stuff. And I feel like I'm at a pretty good point where I can tell you guys the do's and the don'ts for when you are starting out YouTube. So welcome to the new year. I hope you like the new intro. Grab a pen and paper because we're gonna be going over a lot of different things, and get comfortable because I'm gonna be going through a very brutally honest way to start your American Girl channel in 2024. I wrote everything down, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my phone and not because I'm trying to like engage in eye contact. So the first thing that you wanna do before even picking up a camera, before even going on www.youtube.com, is you are going to decide whether or not you wanna show your face on camera. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this, but there are some little cautionary tales that I do wanna give and go out into the world. This video is for people that are over the age of 18. If you're under the age of 18, don't show your face. Just don't do it. If you are under the age of 18, I just would not advise you to show your face. People are crazy, and in this day and age with social media, like, I just would not advise if you are under the age of 18 to even try or attempt. Do voiceover videos, don't show your face, just try to stay as anonymous as possible because trust me and believe me, there are psychopaths out there. This is a cautionary tale for all my people that are over the age of 18. If you do decide to show your face, I do want to share a story of a stalker that I had last year. There is a woman, okay, who is very well known in the doll community. I personally don't want to give her more attention by sharing her name or sharing her username. If you find any amount of success, she will come into your DMs at one point in time and space because from my understanding, she just loves to troll people and is bonkers beyond belief. But essentially, last year, well, 2 years ago when I started the Doll Studio by Chris, I started to receive little DMs, messages, comments from a woman online on my YouTube. And, you know, everyone has them. It's one of those things that, like, you know, it's inevitable of you getting like hate comments or anything like that. So I just like completely just like ignored her, deleted her comments, called it a day, deleted her, blocked her, what have you. And this is where I would say to be very careful if you are going to show your face and then be a part of Facebook groups on Facebook. And it's because of the fact that once upon a time, I was in a Facebook group and someone was commenting about AgeYoutubers and who people follow. And she went on a little rant after someone had mentioned my name about how much she despised me, what have you. And then other people made it aware of the fact that I was in that Facebook group. So of course I blocked her, didn't want anything to do with her, what have you. I then, when starting my TikTok, she of course found my account. Obviously it's like public, and she would start to spam my comments, send me DMs, you know, do the whole hoopla. And again, I was just like block, 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 block. Now, she Okay. I had completely forgot that she existed, right? I woke up one morning, it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, I was waking up for the gym. She had called my previous employer from 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And she was trying to claim to be the IRS, and she was trying to gain my personal information, where I lived, my family members, who she could come into contact with, other phone numbers. She was asking my previous employer, who I hadn't even talked to in years. And my employer called me and was like, hey, this like lady called about you claiming she was the IRS. We knew it was a jig the second that she even started speaking, because why would the IRS be calling us on like a Sunday at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And why would they be calling us if they're claiming to be this person investigating your time in American Girl? Like, we for sure knew something was up. And then once we weren't giving her your information, she started to get extremely hostile and unhinged with the things that she was saying. All these different things, but essentially, of course, I filed a police report. She has a report, and if she ever tries to get into contact with me, I can then file a restraining order against her. But that's a little cautionary tale. If you wanted to show your face, or you're a part of Facebook groups or any of those different things, just be mindful that people are absolutely crazy, and there are people in this world that have nothing but time on their hands. In retrospect, I now have her number. I now have her full information. I now know where she works. I know where she resides in New York. All that just from a simple phone number. So before you even pick up a camera and decide if this is for you, just know that your privacy when it comes to who you are behind the camera, there are ways that people will find you. Not as like a thing to caution you from even starting a YouTube, but just know that your privacy to some extent does fly out the window in regards to social media if you decide to come out into the YouTube game. That's number one. Decide whether or not you want to show your face. Be careful. People are crazy, whether or not you want to show your face or not. Number two, pick a username that you can see yourself enjoying from now until the end of time. I would advise not putting the words American Girl in any capacity. I know that on my TikTok, I have the word American Girl in there, but I would advise you not to put AG. I would advise you not to put American Girl, because then it really does limit other brands from seeing themselves work with you. I will just be the one to tell you, because I feel like a lot of people have this false idea that American Girl is just collaborating with everyone. To get on American Girl's PR list is a very hard thing to do. And this is coming from someone that has actually spoken to a lot of people that are on American Girl's PR list. Do not create an American Girl YouTube with the hopes that American Girl will one day look at you and be like, let's work with you, because it's very hard. And I mean like very hard. American Girl has an image to upkeep. At the end of the day, they are a business, and they very, very, very much do not work with a lot of people. If you're a mail collector, don't even think about it. Because American Girl, the last thing that they're gonna do is want to work with a male. And I know this from experience from people that were disguising themselves as females, and then American Girl found out that they were males and completely kicked them off their PR list. So if you are in the hopes of working with American Girl, just know that your chances are extremely slim. From my understanding, a lot of people that are on their PR list are currently working for the brand. So just be mindful of that in case you have hopes of wanting to start a YouTube with the sole purpose of having American Girl send you like PR packages, because that is a very slim chance not to be the one to break your soul about that. Camera and the quality of your videos. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say like, all you need is your iPhone, because yes, there is a very like homey, comfortable aesthetic when it comes to using just your iPhone. However, go in with a bang, have good quality from the beginning, because I would be lying to you guys if I said that camera quality wasn't important. I think it's actually extremely important, not even just in the American Girl realm, in any aspect on YouTube. People nowadays watch YouTube with an expectation of a certain quality, and I feel like a lot of people that make these like how to start an AGTube video are like, your phone works, and it's like, yeah, it does. However, people are going to be more inclined to watch your videos if you have a good mic, if you have good lighting, if you have all of these different things. If you don't even want to spend money on a ring light, get in front of a window, use natural lighting, but make sure that for everything that you kind of like go around and not do, like if you don't have good lighting, you better make sure you have an open window and a spot that's cute for you to be able to film your videos. And I don't think that a lot of people want to watch videos in dark corners of places. Have something visually appealing to look at in the back of your backgrounds. I know that there are a lot of people that have like their collection in the background. I would highly advise that, because then as you're watching this video, you're like, oh, that doll's in a different position, or oh, that doll looks really, really cute, or oh, this, that, the other. They start to just look at things and they start to get to know your collection. I would advise just, if you can, save up the money for a good camera, save up the money for a good microphone. Those are the very, very, very important key things, is mic, camera, and a tripod. You can buy them at Five Below. below. You can go to Target and get them, Walmart, like they're only $30. Like get yourself the tripod, get yourself the mic, even if it's a little lav mic from TikTok Shop for 10 bucks, get it. Some things are better to just upgrade in from the get-go. If you have the money, if you have the adult money, I would say just get a good quality camera as opposed to using your iPhone. So now that you have your camera, you have your quality down, you have a microphone, you have the ring light, or you have your natural light, now it's time for you to actually make your first American Girl video. I always tell new and up and coming age YouTubers to kind of like pay your dues, if you will. There are certain videos that I feel like every age YouTuber needs to create, and that's all my dolls, talking about your dolls, talking about who you have, why you have them, how you got them. I feel like it's a video that just every single person needs to have as one of their first videos. Second is sharing your collection, whether that be a room tour video, whether that be going in and showing all your American Girl doll clothes that you own, showing your favorites at American Girl, going to the store, giving your opinions on things. Your first videos are us getting to know you, your collection, what you already own, and what you already have. I feel like it's very important for people to get a understanding of who you are as a collector, what you do, what you don't do, all those different things. Definitely take those first steps and really have us as your audience get to know your collection. When you actually get on camera, lead with confidence. And I know that that's really hard to say, considering the fact that I am overtly, annoyingly confident in everything that I do. But trust me when I say, when you're watching a YouTube video, you can tell when someone is confident in what they're saying and when someone is, well, you can, so today, I want to do this video on how to, you know what I'm saying? Immediately, I've tuned out. Having people's attention in the first 3 seconds is very important. People have very short attention spans these days. I have a short attention span. The use of TikTok and all those different things, like people just like cannot sit through a 10-minute video unless you have them engaged at the topic that you're talking about. So say, these are my American Girl dolls. I want to share with you guys all of my American Girl dolls because I want to. Editing is so important in this key moment because of the fact that it allows for you to pick the pace up if you feel like you, on the day that you shot the video, were low energy. For me, if I have low energy, I can always like fake it till I make it with my editing by cutting out all the by cutting out all the breaths. Those are so important. Cut those out. I know that like people don't cut out their because of the fact that like it's time consuming, but trust me and believe me when I say like whatever keeps the pace going, like, is what I personally think is what will help you in the long run. There are people that do like sit down videos and they're like, you know, hey, you know, today I'm just gonna like do this like chilled, relaxed video. And like for those videos, it's fine. But when you're talking about a specific subject, you want people to engage in the subject that you're talking about and you want it to keep it moving. Like, I don't want to sit there and watch you in real time process your thoughts, because then like it feels like you're not confident about what you're saying because you're like sitting there to like reanalyze what you're saying. On that note, when you're starting out, you want to stick with your niche. There are people that dabble in Barbie, Monster High, Bratz, what have you, all that. I don't subscribe to those people, more so because of the fact that if I'm subscribing to your channel, I want to see you pull out American Girl content. I don't want to sit there and get notified that on a Saturday you decided to pull out a Bratz video, because quite frankly, that's not what I signed up for. I signed up for American Girl dolls. This is me particularly. Not everyone has to do this. You can, of course, dabble in whatever you want. However, whenever I'm looking at a new person to subscribe to, I look at all their videos and I'm kind of like, okay, are you just American Girl? Am I just gonna be getting American Girl in my subscription box weekly? And if I'm not, I don't want the other videos, so I'm not necessarily gonna go out of my way to watch your videos, because of the fact that I know that American Girl is only every like blue moon, as opposed to it being the consistent thing. So for me, I stick with 18-inch dolls. I don't necessarily review other 18-inch brands as of right now. However, in the future, I do plan on it. Yes, I do plan on it, but American Girl really is my specific niche and I stick with it. With that being said, I would say create content that you want to see, as in the videos that you enjoy seeing on YouTube. You can make those too. Or I turned my opinions into the problem with videos, and those are the ones that I love to make because it's something that is very much to my channel. I can say this wholeheartedly. I know for a fact that no one has the problem with blank and having to do with American Girl, like that is something that I'm very happy that I was able to start for myself, and that people come to my YouTube and specifically go out of their way to see me do, because they know that if anyone's gonna give you the problem with X, Y, and Z, it's gonna be me. So when starting out, create the videos that you would wanna see. With that, you are gonna start to create your own way of creating your videos. You don't need to have an intro. Not everyone needs to have an intro. Your intro can literally be spoken. Hey guys, welcome back to the Doll Studio. I don't need to have the butterflies and all that. That's just like extra. Same thing with the outro. Thumbnails are so important. Thumbnails are so important. If you think of your favorite age YouTuber right now, we all have our own ways of doing thumbnails. Once you've kind of established yourself and have an audience, you start to pick up on what thumbnails you see and what you think works for you and your channel. Alley Cat Loves AG. You know it's an Alley Cat Loves AG video because she has one of her dolls at the forefront, and then the title, and then the same background for every single one of her videos. Same thing with me. All my videos have some sort of color scheme. The American Girl stars, white outlines around the topic I'm talking about, a title, and like that be it. And then a border. You know, there are other age YouTubers that do their own thing, but thumbnails are so unbelievably important. If it wouldn't grab your attention when you're doing it, you need to change it, because thumbnails are so important. So important. Because of the way YouTube is nowadays, if you have children, don't put them in the videos. If you go to the American Girl store, try to avoid children like the Black Plague, because of the fact that YouTube will automatically deem you for children, and it stinks, but some age YouTubers, you know, their videos are automatically flagged as for kids because they have children constantly in their videos, or they do that specifically because for some reason they want to cater to kids, even though the monetary value is not the same. So I would always say, no, try to avoid children at all costs. I will say this, if you are trying to make American Girl stop motions of any sort, they are automatically deemed for children unless you are literally cursing every 2 seconds and making it very inappropriate for children, then YouTube will, you know, still flag it for children. That stinks, and that's why I think a lot of people are kind of steering away from AG stop motions, and that's because they're automatically deemed for children, which boo, 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 boo. Speaking about cursing, I don't curse in my videos. I don't allude to the fact that I curse in my videos because I find it to be extremely unprofessional. For me personally, that's not the way I run my YouTube. I don't like to come across as unprofessional, ill-mannered, ill-spoken, any of those things, no matter what age I am. Something about it just makes me uncomfortable and makes me just kind of like stay clear from them, because I feel like it's a level of unprofessionalism because of the fact that you're still catering to a wide array of adults. For me specifically, I cater to young adults, and even though I know off camera I curse like a sailor, I just wouldn't do it on camera because not everyone wants to hear you curse, and not everyone thinks it's cool to curse. So starting out, I would not advise you to have a sailor's mouth. For me personally, it rubs me the wrong way, and I always will tell people, just don't do it when you're starting out. It really just, for me personally, it feels unprofessional in a way. Next is something that may rub people the wrong way. Keep your private life private. I will be watching someone's content and I will be so enthralled with it, and then all of a sudden, my cat died this week. This is what's going on in my life. I just lost my job. And it literally becomes like a trauma dump of just like the stuff that is going on in their lives. And I understand that some people are okay with sharing or oversharing, but there is a nice line between boundaries of like, I as your viewer don't need to know every little detail about what is going on in your personal life. It really just makes me like turned off to the idea of following someone if I know that every video that they release, it's gonna have me like full attention span is there, and then they just start to go on and on about their personal life, and then it no longer has to do with American Girl stuff. It has to do with, I now have turned this video into a therapy session. I do say that there is a very, very, very fine line in when it becomes, I'm sharing the things that I wanna share, and I'm straight up just doing a therapy session with the camera right now. I would say just be mindful. You can share things about your personal life, but again, people are crazy, so be careful about what you say, all of that. But once you turn on the camera, the internet, anyone that has access to the internet can find you, and you just do not want to be sharing too much about your personal life because it can turn people off, and it can also like cause some real world consequences. Keep your personal life private as much as you can. So one of the very important things when you are trying to be monetized here on YouTube is the fact that you have to reach, I think, over like 40,000 watch hours or something ridiculous like that. I know that when I first started, no, it was still that. You had to reach a certain amount of watch hours. My recommendation is when you are first starting out, find ways to make your videos from 10 to 20 minutes long. Fix your dolls, do their hair, do more than one hairstyle, open stuff, storage videos. One of my favorite videos to watch is literally people just like dressing their dolls and talking to the camera and it being chill, relaxed, calm, cool, collected. interested, and it's because I can watch those videos while I'm doing dishes. Also commentary videos. I love hearing people's opinions while I'm doing dishes, while I'm in the car. I make them basically podcasts. I know that people sometimes turn on my videos, and because you don't necessarily need to look at my face, you can hear what I'm saying, and then it kind of works as a commentary thing. So I would definitely say try to make your videos over 10 minutes. I know that people are gonna say 8 minutes, keep it over 10. 10, 15, 20, like those are the goals. Those are the goals. If you're anything like me, that should be easy because I love to hear myself talk, but still, try to keep it over 10 minutes. Now that you're monetized on YouTube and you have your watch hours and you have your subscriber count, here are the things that I would say next to do. Now that you're gonna get some monetary money from YouTube by doing this is where it's really important to start to save up some of the money that you receive from YouTube, because of the fact that some of the best times to get new subscribers, to get new views on your channel, to draw attention to yourself is releases. So whether that be honest thoughts and opinions videos, whether that be opening videos, whether that be going to the American Girl store. Now, I am fortunate enough to have an American Girl store near me, and I, like I said in my last video, don't necessarily have a budget when it comes to American Girl stuff. So a lot of the times that I see a spike in my views is releases, because I can go to the store, I can film, I have the stuff in my hands, I can film my honest thoughts and opinions videos on them, and people know I'm gonna give you the actual rundown on the way I feel about things. I would always say have money set aside specifically for this, because those are the times that you are going to increase in monetary value. I'm also one of those people that definitely believes you have to spend a little to get a little. Yeah, I may be spending X, Y, and Z amount of money on this release, but the monetary money that I could be getting in return for having even made the content can be exponentially bigger. Same thing with Lila. The reason that I got a lot of her stuff was because I knew that making those videos on TikTok and YouTube were gonna pay for her and the stuff that I got and then some. And trust and believe me when I say it did. So that's why I was able to get 2 Lilas, some of her collection, all the things that I wanted from her collection, pay for the brunch, all those different things. Also, I am extremely privileged, and I know this when I say that my parents do support me when it comes to certain things that I may want. But those kinds of things that do help when it comes to like the Barbie collaboration. I looked at that and I was like, this is an investment that even though right now it's not gonna make me a lot of money, I know that not everyone was able to get that doll. People are gonna wanna see that doll once it's available, and people are gonna wanna see it open. People are gonna wanna see her out and about, and I now know that that money will come back to me once she's actually released. Okay. Me specifically with branding. I started to see people do this and it hasn't gone unnoticed. I've noticed that people are starting to like do shirts kind of in the way that I do. I always wear Hannah Montana shirts, but also I do these shirts. You guys will always see me in these shirts, and it's because it's branding. Any sense, like an actual business, any branding that you can do is important because it lets people constantly be reminded of you and your channel. So for me on TikTok, I always wear this, or always wear one of the other shirts, because you see my face, you see the Doll Studio by Chris, you want to learn more about it after you watch my TikToks, and then that traffic then goes to my YouTube, or vice versa, it goes to my TikTok. I find it very important. I also give it as something fun for people to look for whenever they're watching your videos. I am in the process of making a Samantha shirt that literally says spoiled brat on it because I think it's funny. And I think it's quirky, and I think it's fun, and it's cute, and there's nothing more fun than branding yourself. And as pretentious as people think that this is, it works like a lot, especially in the American Girl stores. Whenever I wear this, people will come up to me and be like, oh my God, I didn't know that was you. Thought it was you, but I watched your channel and I saw your shirt. Or people will see my shirt and be like, oh my God, are you an American Girl YouTuber? And I'm like, yeah. And then I, pass them my information and all that. So trust and believe me, branding yourself in public settings is not weird, not pretentious. I think it's that. It's branding yourself. In regards to these, like this whole thing, merch for me, I know people do merch. I know people do other avenues of revenue in regards to like having their audience buy stuff or subscribe to stuff that has some sort of monetary thing. One of the big things that I personally don't do is I don't do Patreon. I haven't sold merch. If I ever sell merch, I will definitely let you guys know. But for me, something about getting money from my viewers just rubs me the wrong way and makes me feel uncomfortable. I haven't done merch. I know that people are asking for it, so I will give in one day. But when it comes to anything like, oh, Chris, do you have a Patreon? Why don't you do these things that you can get more money from? It makes me uncomfortable, the idea that if you pay extra, you get special benefits from my content, when I feel like everyone that subscribes to me should be able to get the same amount of content from me, regardless of their financial stuff going on. I feel like my viewers should all get the same level of content. to say like, oh, you'll get this extra thing from me if you pay for it, it just like, ugh, something about that just rubs me the wrong way. And so I personally would never start one. I know people have asked me, do you have one? We would love to support you. You can support me by subscribing. You can support me by liking my video. You can support me by commenting. You can support me by going on my TikTok. Those are ways to support me that do not hurt your wallet whatsoever. And those are the ways that I personally know, like, you are going above and beyond to share my content. You are helping me out by sharing my stuff, sharing my posts, liking my stuff, you know, sharing me everywhere. I don't know. That's my whole spiel on Patreon and why I haven't really done it. But if you would like to do one, by all means, do it. Me personally, it rubs me the wrong way, but I'm not gonna tell you how to run anything that you do. Okay, and then my last and final tip for you guys is, quite honestly, just be yourself. Like, just be yourself. I cannot stress this enough. If you put on a character, the way that you guys see me right now is truly the way I am behind the screen, just probably a little less energized, honestly. But for the most part, like, I am exactly the way I am on camera, off screen as well. And I just, like, for sure as a viewer can tell when people are putting on a front, doing it for a bit, doing a little like skit, all those different things. It just comes off very, very fake in my eyes. So for me, I would just say, like, be yourself. People love to watch you authentically. So I would rather watch a collector who is 110% unapologetically themselves than watch someone who's putting on a gimmick, who's putting on, you know, this persona, what have you, and doing all their jokes, writing jokes down, doing that whole thing. Like, it just comes off very inauthentic to me. And so for me, I would always recommend just be yourself. Let the jokes naturally land. Do not feel like you have to force anything, like, at all. I cannot stress that enough. Like, just please be yourself, be yourself. I would love nothing more than to see this new age of up and coming age YouTubers, like, just unapologetically be themselves. That's always what I preach, just being yourself. So definitely for sure, give off you, 110% you, because that is what is truly gonna set you apart from everyone else here on the platform. So yeah. All right, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is Chris. You guys can follow me on my Instagram, which is @TheDollStudio by Chris. Make sure you guys are following me on my TikTok, which is Chris American Girl. Make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, like this video, comment down below your thoughts and your opinions. Are you starting an AGTube this year? I am so honored and so happy to be here. And I just want to say without further ado that this year, buckle up, because I'm going full throttle this year. And that is a promise. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.